order where you learn the art of giving, while something required for yourself taking and giving. That is called Dharma. So how do you live your Dharma? A Brahmana is a thinker, a scientist. Okay? So he has to earn his livelihood by teaching or mantra, by this logical this thing, engineering, whatever is it. That is required for survival. Okay? You do it. Then what is required upliftment is how do you give a part of that back to the society and environment so that this upliftment takes place. Now that's what we call charity or dharma. And you can see many of these guys have great the beings like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. They earn a lot of money. That's the right thing to do, a businessman. Then after that, the lot of money is also spent in charitable purpose. That's the right way of a dharma. Okay. So unless they run a business, there's no employment creation, there's no growth in the society economic. Then they put back that money, some part of that, into a charitable act. It's a right ashram dharma. But that doesn't happen in naturally for many people. It becomes only take and less give. So somebody who learns this complete cycle of taking and giving falls into dharma, natural order. Then his mind becomes more peaceful and starts evolving towards moksha.
Does it depend on what kind of work they are doing? For example, a Vaishya, what kind of business is he doing?
Yes, you can do a business which is harmful to the society, then your mind gets distorted. You can claim to be, you can as well be a terrorist, right? And you can always be a, what you call as a typical gang lord, earn your money. But then it doesn't facilitate your peace of mind. Look at the state of a gang lord's mindset. He can earn a lot of billions of dollars, but mind is always in fear. Right? Right kind of livelihood and right kind of charity is what is required for dharma.
But many of the businesses, in a way, if you start looking at the linkages, seem to have some or the other distortions happening to the environment or to somebody else.
Correct.
So in a way, this seems like, you are caught in this loop, isn't it?
Now what I am saying is, you are in a web of relationships. Okay, you cannot change the web. The question is, in a given situation where you are you doing best to the limited ability what you have? That's all is dharma. You want to change the world, it doesn't work that way. There's so much of interconnection in the world, right? So for all your business is, you're running a business and the business money may be funded by a terrorist. You don't know. But the question is, in a given situation what you are you doing your best, which is uplifting you and uplifting the circle of influence what you have. Don't start changing the world. It doesn't work that way. Change yourself. That's dharma. Try to fall into the natural order within your limitation. There's no expectation that you have to be a superhuman being. Okay? So dharma is whatever role you perform, where you are able to contribute to the life as a whole in a holistic way, and at the same time uplift yourself. This is called Atmano Mokshartham Jagaditaya. This is the natural order. To fall into the natural order is karma, and you can fall into unnatural order. Right? So that's the concept of dharma. So you can be a businessman, you can be a politician, you can be a brahmana, you can be a scientist, you can be engineer, right? Anywhere you can perform a dharma, as long as you understand it's a cycle. And that you can see actually. It's many places it's happening. For example, there are people who have made a lot of money in the technology. What they do is they start seeding the seed. They become seed funds and venture capitalists to bring up other younger generation. That happens. That's a part of dharma. Okay, we may say they are great, they want to make more money, but ultimately they are seeding that. So that's how it happens. I'm saying dharma is there in the society in some form or other. But the question is whether the person is getting evolved in the process is the question. Okay, so the wife has dharma. Okay, the husband is dharma. Children have dharma. Okay, each of them have dharma. Now all this dharma is related to a way of life which will uplift you, a way of life which uplifts the society in a limited way. And none of us are expected to do unlimited, infinite. Don't be under the grand illusion that I will change the world. I'll become a reformer. That all illusion, bogus. With your limited way, what best you can do is called dharma. So if you live a dharmic life, mind becomes progressively peaceful and more silent. And that opens up moksha. Right? So dharma is a lifestyle which is in tune with the nature. The nature is actually taking something, circulating. Taking something, circulating. That's called yajna. There's no hoarding. There may be hoarding, but the by and large purpose is a flow. So if you are able to flow, become a part of this flow, which is actually what you call as, there's a positive cycle and a vicious cycle. There's a vicious cycle and a positive cycle, where there's more and more uplifting takes place, more and more positive thoughts come. So then you are in dharma. I can be in this time which you spent, okay, 1 hour. I can contribute to a negative thoughts in you. I can contribute to a positive thoughts in you. If I contribute to positive thoughts in you, I become a part of the positive cycle. If I contribute negative thoughts in you, I become a part of the vicious cycle. Right? I can say, wow, distraction, politics, I can spend time in that. So then nothing, no contribution. Your mind also goes down. I am trying to contribute in such a way that your mind starts to get uplifting and your noble thoughts come to you. That's a part of dharma. But that itself is not mukti. Noble thoughts will lead to more and more peaceful and silent mind, which will facilitate mukti. Mukti is to be free from this also. The one who is in mukti is also free from dharma. Then he is living atma dharma, a state of the self. Then what he does, we can't predict it. It's not boundary. Whereas dharma has a boundary. A realized person, there's no boundary. Right? So dharma is a natural order. The natural order in the universe is taking and giving. When you fall into natural order in a human being, you live your life for your taking, which is earning, atmano mokshartam, self-realization, and jagaditaya, for liberation of the world. That's what is called dharma. Any questions?
We are all useless to you.
Why?
We don't ask questions.
No entertainment to Prabhuji.
No entertainment for me.
Is he your youngest student?
He's Guruji, next Guruji. Brilliant boy.
I've heard.
Surprisingly, many children are very, very evolved. Okay. I was conducting class in that room. My sister's son, who is born and brought up in America, was here for, he was 6 year or 7 year old. He was playing ball there in the hall. And once in a while the ball used to come here and he used to pick up the ball and go. 3-4 times it happened, and one time he came with the ball and he asked a question on a topic very relevant, and the guys, I have many students who have been there with me for many years. Very, very pertinent, very pointed question. I looked at him. The answer is so deep, question is so deep, and answer is so deep. I said, I tried to give some superficial answer. He started asking another pointed question. Then I said, I'll answer you. Then again the ball comes, and he comes and asks one more question, which very, very pointed, very sharp, much beyond the ability of a 7-year-old boy. Then I gradually realized this guy's ball is not coming here, he's pushing the ball here just to come and ask me question and trying to understand the conversation is going on. And within the 2 minutes, he has understood the thread of conversation much more sharply than these people are listening for 2 hours. There's evolution. Very evolved souls. And this guy has no background. He is in America, brought up there. Of course, he may have some conditioning in terms of bhajans and prayers and all. But ultimately, the ability which is to understand the deeper philosophical truths, sharpness. Yeah. This boy was, I think now he was younger, 4 or 5 years back. I was conducting Bhagavad Gita class. Some 200 people are sitting in a pandal is there. I think 3 or 4 years back. In the Bhagavad Gita, I'll ask some, just normally I throw some question to audience with, don't expect any answer. Audience, nobody will answer typically. So just throw one question. Then I was continuing. Suddenly this boy stood up on the last chair. He was sitting on the last chair. And he gave the answer. See, the evolution happens very level. It requires a bhakti devotion and a sharp intellect, which is his philosopher's mind. Just having a philosopher's mind will distort the view of life. Just having devotion won't help your life. The understanding of philosophy and devotion have to go hand in hand. Very people, that's left brain and right brain. Very people have that balance. Philosophy without devotion is dry. Devotion without philosophy is blind. Very few, that evolution comes to very few people. Very, very rare gifts. The philosophy gives a clarity of thought. The devotion gives a evolved heart, love, compassion. One who has both only can be realized person. Any questions?
But ultimately, that inner urge will create such a situation, wouldn't it? If not in one lifetime.
It will.
It has to, isn't it?
Life will move towards that. It is a evolution which happens over many lifetimes. I'm saying that's what is required.
Then in Bhakti Yoga, our so-called saints, are not really saints, say case of Meera or others, where only devotion seems to have led to their realization.
No. See, the thing is, what you see, the devotional aspect of it.
But we're missing intellectual. Yeah.
See, it's like this. Okay, if you ask me, what aspect of me you see?
Generally, whatever the eye and the ear.
No. What aspect of me, in my interaction, what aspect of me comes to you prominently?
The way you cut across all matters, and then
The intellectual, analytical aspect comes to me,
correct.
comes to you.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any spiritual topic you give, I dissect it thoroughly.
Yeah.
I get to the root,
Yeah.
and that's actually philosophical and analytical mind.
Yeah.
Okay. My devotional aspect doesn't appear to you.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the skills of music. I don't have the skills of bhajans. Okay. But there's a deep devotion within me which you can't see. What you can see is the skill which I have.
Yeah.
Okay. The skill which I have comes from my engineering background, scientific education. It comes the skill. That aspect only you can see. The devotion aspect you cannot see. The analytical aspect of Meera you can see. Her skill aspect of bhajans and devotion you can see. Okay. What you can see is their skill. What they are you can't see. Understand? A person has no skills. You can't see anything. What aspect of Ramana Maharshi you see? Is it devotion?
Silence.
Silence. What skills you see from him? Understand? So ultimately what you can see, what people are known for is their skills, not what they are. What is it?
Oh. I think your
I'll
phone
start.
was not reachable.
No, my phone is reachable, it is in silent mode.
Okay.
I have a sharpest philosopher mind and deepest devotion. But my devotional aspect you cannot see. Okay. Ultimately, my only philosophical aspect or analytical mind you only can see.
Mm.
What did I say? Have you seen any devotional aspect of me?
Yeah, I see you crying.
What happens is when deep spiritual thoughts are there, I start, the whole body vibrates and start crying. That is very less nowadays compared to maybe about 15 years back. So there, at that 15 years back, devotional aspect of my life was very predominant. Not that I was able to sing bhajans or something. Anything to related to the devotion God, I used to cry. The whole body used to go into shake. I used to get thoroughly shaken up. Anything spiritual was I was getting attracted. No analytical ability. Analytical thinking was not coming to picture. Okay. I was feeling oneness with the existence. Deep love, deep wisdom, deep compassion was predominant. That compassion and wisdom was masking the analytical part of me. Now when the analytical part surfaced, that part goes to background. Okay. Now my students come. I am very, very merciless with talk or anything. I cut through their all crap. Whereas devotion aspect, I will be very loving mother. Okay, Baba, don't worry. Like that. It doesn't work that way.
But isn't the analytical ability also more of a, there is a certain limit to your analytical ability?
No, this is not the analytical ability which you understand what you speak of, analytical ability of science and technology.
But this is more of discretion, truth and
What you call it, viveka,
viveka.
which is very different from, or rather, the skills are useful,
Right, right.
but ultimately it's a viveka, discrimination.
This viveka can be honed,
I don't know.
isn't it? Truth and untruth, the more and more you start practicing, you are able to.
Correct. That's viveka.
So there's ultimately hope for even the weak-minded.
Huh? There is ultimate hope. See, what happens is that the people, the viveka has to be very sharp. Okay. Their vasanas and impressions clutter that viveka. Whatever you take in tell in spirituality can be distorted because of the impressions, vasanas. That's why I'm saying answer is yes or no. What happens is what is taken as viveka may be aviveka unless there's a feedback and correction which happens.
Feedback and correction by who?
Master, realized person. That's the importance of a guru or master. There's a story in Upanishad. 3 beings studied under the master called Brahaspati. One is a Asura, one is Manava, and other is Deva. The Brahaspati Acharya, who is a great teacher at that time, he gave only one teaching to all of them, Da. That's all. Only one word, Da. Now all the three of them understood and went back. Asura means demonic nature. Okay, those are the who have the ability to disturb others. What they understood from Da is Daya. So now you have to learn Daya, compassion. Okay, human beings, right, are very greedy. So they understood Da means Dana, charity. Devatas are very sense oriented. They understood Da means Dama, control your sense organs. Only one alphabet is spoken of. It's understood in three different ways by three different beings. Any spiritual teaching will be understood by different beings in the same class in different way based on their mental vasanas and impressions. And everybody thinks that they have understood. I have seen last 4 years I have conducted classes. Every class says I have understood and go. Then again they come back, again understanding happens in a different way. So what happens is that there is a feedback and correction is required. That role is played by the master. What you have understood has to be reflected back and checked for a correction. Otherwise what will happen? It's your understanding can happen only in the context of your vasanas and impressions. ఏంటి శశిరేఖ రేడ్రీ This is my specialty. I exhaust people by overloading them with a lot of variety of information. After some time, they won't have any questions. Ramana Maharshi used to silent people, used to experience silence. Okay, I exhaust people in various angles of you. Then they'll get confused which question to ask. See, whatever spiritual, whatever understanding spirituality I have bring a different viewpoint. So the moment you that is, whatever your portion is, that it starts.
When they said that the master is aware of the disciples' evolution, what is meant? I mean, is it that there is an awareness of the mind's maturity? Is it more of an assessment through the external mechanism? Or what kind of mechanism?
Okay, so you are working in a corporate. What type of business you are? What type of corporate you have worked?
Software industry.
Huh?
Software industry.
Software industry. So you have been a programmer. Then what you have grown into?
When I quit, I was senior project manager.
Okay, senior project manager. Now you get somebody to interview in the job.
Yeah.
Where do you assess him? How do you assess him?
Yeah, based on the job, I know what kind of things are necessary. So start asking by the way they answer and by some hands-on things, I kind of have a sense of capability.
So from a junior engineer to a senior engineer to an architect to a project manager to a program manager, there are 5 or stages, 6 or stages of evolution. Since you have gone to 5 stages of evolution, you can judge where somebody is in below 5 levels.
Yeah.
How much time will it take for you?
Maybe 5-10 minutes to
In 5-10 minutes, you'll kind of get a feel where this is in these 6 stages. Here, this guy is here.
Yeah.
In this here is top quality, mid quality, low quality.
Yeah.
Right? So actually about 18 levels of judgment you do in 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because you have gone through 6 stages.
Yeah.
A master has gone to all stages of life.
Yeah.
How much time will it take for him to judge somebody? Which stage of life is?
My question is, see here I'm asking questions, I'm hearing the answers, and I'm judging. So
There also same thing happens.
mm,
By the way you sit, by the way you behave, very subtle signals the master can understand where you stand. I'm not speaking about supernatural ability.
mm,
Okay? Because supernatural is not my domain of concern. There may be masters who have X-ray vision, a clairaudience, and none of these are a part of a realization.
mm,
Simple understanding of life is called what I call a realization.
mm,
The simple understanding of life, basically he has gone through various stages of spiritual evolution.
mm,
So he can find out who is in what stage of evolution just by a glimpse of the person or 1 or 2 questions. He can find out,
mm.
understand, roughly. So I'm not bringing any supernaturality or anything in that.
Correct.
Okay, simple. Somebody who is a program manager sees 6 stages of program corporate life, and he can judge a person whether he is which stage of that, and which whether is good, medium, or average in that 10 minutes. A master has gone through 7 stages of spiritual evolution. A real master, okay, I am not speaking of a fake master, has gone through 7 stages of spiritual evolution, and it doesn't take much time for him to understand where somebody stands. Okay, to simplify the matter, because I am bringing the word spiritual evolution, then you will get confused. What is the spiritual evolution? Right? Because I don't want any undefined thing. A spiritual evolution is a person goes through certain stages of life. Okay. See, there are different ashramas: brahmacharya ashrama, grahastha ashrama, vanaprastha, sannyasa. These are ashramas. In each of these, he has a certain aspects of life, understanding, experience. Okay. So, and also some amount of mental maturity and evolution takes at each stages. One who has gone through these stages can understand where somebody is. Understand? In terms of ashrama. In terms of spiritual evolution, a person starts typically a kamya karma, selfish desire. Then he moves to nishkam karma. Then he moves to naishkarma. So there's some evolution takes place in karma. Then there is a bhakti. There's an evolution which takes place from a devotion song, devotional chanting, to a devotional attitude towards life. Then a service-oriented attitude towards life. These are stages in bhakti. Then in dana there are some stages. So understanding of appreciation of spirituality subjects, to chanting, to a clarity on what is somebody is taught, to a deeper inner wisdom. So these are, I am speaking of 4 stages of life: brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. 4 stages of life. Then a spiritual evolution from kamya karma, nishkama karma, naishkarmya, bhakti, bhakti bhava, seva bhava, okay, jnana, and vijnana. So 8 aspects. How many combinations are possible now? 8 into 4, 32. Then he has Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. He may, I'm not speaking specific roles. That's 4. 32 into 4, 128. A master can judge in this 138 place, 138 roles, where somebody is, provided he has exposure to all this 138. Somebody who has no exposure to that, he can only judge aspect which he is clear about. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is the question now? See, one simple question of yours. Is sannyasa way of life? Sannyasa facilitates life. Immediately I understood what is your mental background. Sannyasa, you are speaking of traditional sannyasa, so that you feel somewhere it is related to evolution. And this is coming based on the traditional teaching. From that I also understood that you have a exposure to traditional teaching in the form of sannyasa is important in life. Okay, but also I understood that nobody taught you real principle of sannyasa. So many things he talked about you, told about you, he told about from whom you learned also. I understood in one question. Okay, like that. Then your professional background. Okay, in professional background, I also understood that a professional background may not have given an exposure of a formal spiritual education, but for informal spiritual education, you have got something. In that informal spiritual education, there are certain gaps in clarity of understanding. This also I understood. One question of yours, right? Some of that is inference, but by and large, most of that is because I have gone through each of these stages step by step. I understand where somebody stands.
It's like a Sherlock Holmes.
But you don't apply it logic like that. It's very quick. What I'm saying is it's like a intuition.
So your question was more like aura scanning or something.
No, how do you, your question was related, how does a master judge?
No, I wanted to understand the mechanism. I think.
Also, I'll tell you, the face of the person tells a lot. Okay, because I have become free from the body identification. Body is an object for me. I recognize the changes which happen in the face of the person. The subtle changes. That also stays there. It's like what you can say body language. Not the body language is learned through body language books and all. A certain subtle aspect of body language you can understand very quickly. It's all grasped in one shot. Like each stage of your spiritual evolution has certain facial and physical outlook which you are not aware, but a master can sense it. Not that he logically analyzes that, he just senses it. And other advantage a master has, he has a lot of case studies. Each student comes to him because a big case study for him. And the more he hones his skill, the more he becomes master in that. Just like a surgeon, after his education, first surgery he does, okay, he has some proficiency. After doing 10,000 surgery, he has no next patient, okay, tuck, next patient, oh, tuck, like that. That becomes much more a skill. Right? So, typically in the maternity ward, no? You have never been to maternity ward, right?
No, with my wife I've been there.
Yeah, okay. The maternity ward, the women come in various stages of pain and this thing and all. The doctor has done so many births, right? Okay, half an hour. Drips, okay, injection. And these people are crying, everybody is crying. I have pain. For them, doctor is not giving attention, but doctor takes just a few seconds to judge where the person is. What happened to the doctor? She has seen so many patients in various stages. I understand very quickly. So the advantage of master gets is, first is he has gone through his life thoroughly. Second thing is he has fortune or misfortune of going through lives of many students thoroughly. And every case study gives him clarity of what life is about. See, what happens is that because of his own evolution, he has gone through several stages. Each of them he has gone through. Okay, understands. Now there are some missing gaps. And because of karmic links, the missing gaps come as students. Killers, not each week is a new case study. Okay, now another patient comes. Okay, it's similar to Gayatri. Okay, next. Like that it happens. See, it's a fairly complex matrix. In that matrix, you're quickly able to judge. Okay, fine. Okay, and this guy Shashira gets a different case. Okay, special case. Like that is able to judge. Now, for people who don't understand this whole dimension of this thing, think, oh, master is some great third X-ray vision. Simple awareness of life. But at least that's what I know. I don't know about any people with supernatural powers and X-ray vision. I don't know any of them. And even if they are there, I'm not interested in that. I want to make spirituality a mundane affair, not a very specialized field. That's all I say. It's ordinary. The only thing is, it's a more maturity and more exposure to life in a wise way. ಏನ್ರಿ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುವಾಗ ಏನು ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನೋ ಕಲ್ಪನೆಗಳು. ಓ ಮೈ ಗಾಡ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಕೆಲಸ ಆಯಿತು. ಪೇಷನ್ಸ್.
Who should have Guruji? Guru or disciple?
Guru has infinite patience but limited time. Shishya has unlimited time and finite patience.
No patience.
They want 5 minutes mukti.
Mukti. That is the time. Then only match can happen.
Give me instant depression. I have other things to do.
Yeah, I told you many times, there are simple techniques. Put your hand into the socket, electric socket. Right? The first qualification already had, married. So now next immediate instant thinking you go into shock.
Someone's red car is there.
Yeah, mine.
They want that to be removed.
Block is there.
And also probably,
You're making a move? Okay.
let me just call my wife and then.
Sure.
Yes, sir.